Hey howdy everybody, and welcome back to our road to 1 billion in old school RuneScape. I'm your host, Millennium RPGs, and here we are in episode 2. Today, we're going to be polishing up some early game skilling, as well as some quests, and overall, just whittling down that 20 hours we have to wait to get past the trading restriction that we found last episode. Now, between last episode and this episode, I went ahead and did some AFK fishing to whittle down that time a little bit without y'all having to watch me sit around and fish. I was not recording at this time, however, I did take screenshots, and I'll be showing you what I caught in a few seconds. A friendly reminder to anyone who saw the last episode, or a heads up to anybody who didn't, this is not going to be a playthrough that has anything to do with efficiency. For the most part, when we actually get into trading, it'll actually be a majority of just testing things and see whether or not they work. But again, for this episode, we'll primarily just be grinding out early game stats because we still have the trading restriction and we need to get that out of the way, and we need to get our early stats out of the way. So 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, that's enough dilly-dally. Let's go ahead and jump into the playthrough. Level. 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 Alright, and this is the fish that we caught during our hour or so AFK fishing session. As you can see, we only just hit level 30 and caught a single salmon. Therefore, there's only 1 in the bank. Moving on, however, we're going to go ahead and finish up what we had started last episode with getting a level 20 strength and with getting a level 20 defense. While on our way, I'd like to also point out that apparently there has been another quest released. I guess we'll touch on that whenever we become a member. Here we are at the Friendly Neighborhood Chickens, and as you can see, the ground is less cluttered from last episode. I went ahead and changed the tolerances inside of RuneLite. Now let's begin the ever so obnoxious leveling montage. Level, 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 level. Strength complete. Let's go ahead and move into defense. But we've been stuck here at the chickens since last episode, so let's go ahead and head up to Edgeville to join a fight club to train our defense. Here we are outside the not so friendly neighborhood fight club. We'll go ahead and hop in there to raise our defense. Level, 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 level. Hey, maybe we can get another beat before we start the Imp Catcher quest today. Dream Crusher. Level, 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 level. Aw, we're all kitted up now. Let's go ahead and head up to the Grand Exchange to dump our bank out into it and see how much gold we end up with. Trading restrictions still in place, but there shouldn't be any surprise there. Now let's see how much gold we can actually get out of this. So we didn't get any gold out of the gate, but I've dropped them for plus 5% because we could need them in the future, and I like to have them on hand. If we end up selling them, then we at least, if we have to buy them back, we'll still be making a profit. I'm thinking we go ahead and get ourselves some ranging equipment. Good news is we were able to afford everything we need for ranged, but we should have had this amulet for melee. Other than that, we're fully kitted out. Bad news is we end up spending up a majority of our loose gold, so let's go ahead and head over to the cows and see if we can make it back. Small note, I'm not sure that I grabbed enough ammunition, so I'm going to go ahead and trade on accurate as opposed to rapid. Additionally, I'm not even sure that I can actually sell these hides, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it a shot. Ah, looks like we sold our trout for a premium. Level. Level. Ooh, double level. Now, as far as profit's concerned, I would only be collecting hides. I'm collecting bones too, because I want to see the prayer experience rates. No real additional reason. Level and gear swap. Level. Level. Realizing now that I didn't need this maple bow, because I'm only going for level 20, and that one's going to require level 30. Level. 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 200 total level. 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 Gold bar from this pirate. Level. level, 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 level. Ranged is now caught up with my melee stats. And look at that, I even ended up with 16 arrows left over. Canceling my bone trade to make room for my cowhide trade. I'm going to collect my gold from the trout as well. And no surprise here, but at least I gave it a shot. Let's go ahead and test the experience rate of these bones. Level, 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 level. Yeah, the experience rate is a little low, so I'm going to save these so I can retain some wealth. Let's take a break from leveling and go ahead and focus on some questing. And let's start by grabbing some supplies for Goblin Diplomacy. I think I'm ready to go. Not sure about the dye colors, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. As one may have guessed, they wanted another dye color. I think I'll go ahead and start using questing guides from this point forward. Goblin Diplomacy complete. Free experience never hurts. Let's knock out Vampire Slayer next. Missed the pop-up, but Vampire Slayer complete, as well as 6 free attack levels. Let's swap focus over to Imp-Catcher, Rune Mystery, and Restless Ghost quests. I only ever got the yellow bead off the imps, so for Imp-Catcher, I had to go ahead and purchase the 3 other colors. Rune Mysteries is started in Varrock, so I'm going to have to make another trip over there. That's Imp-Catcher done. And saving some money on magic levels. Restless Ghost completed. Saving money on some prayer levels as well. Okay, there's Rune Mysteries out of the way. I've gone ahead and completed Pirate's Treasure too. I'm running low on recording time for the day, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up some ammunition for the cows. We'll see if we can't squeeze out a couple more levels there. Level, 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 level. While we're finishing up our ranged levels here at the cows, I'd like to ask what your take on non-membership is. More to the point, I want to know if you're actually interested in seeing how you can profit as a non-member, or would you prefer I do something along the lines of selling Wines of Zamorak in order to quickly progress into membership? I know that this is a method that most people have done or will do in order to get to membership, but would you want to see me do the same thing, or would you want me to try something that you yourself may not want to try to do? Because there still are plenty of things to unlock in non-membership, and there are still a few ways to go about making money in non-membership. On the other side of the coin though, there are a lot more ways to make money in membership, and of course, a lot more content to unlock. Now, I personally, of course, am more interested in staying as a non-member and finding what I can do that most people wouldn't normally do in order to get out of non-membership. But if it turns out the majority of viewers aren't interested in seeing non-membership content, then I don't want to have to force people into sitting around and watching that. And I'm not adverse to gaining membership as quick as possible, because there's still plenty of things to do, and obviously more things to do as a member. Ultimately, it comes down to what do you, the viewer, want to see. If you want to see me find nuanced ways to get out of non-membership in non-traditional means, that goes right in line with what I myself would prefer to be doing. On the other hand, if you prefer me to rush directly into membership, no harm, no foul. It's membership. There's a lot more content to be had, and if that's more entertaining to you, I don't see a reason as to avoiding it. Anyways, too lazy, didn't read version. Leave a comment down below as to whether you would like to see me play membership or non-membership sooner versus later. Now, let's go ahead and finish up our leveling. Another double level. That should just about fulfill our leveling for the episode, so let's move on to the Grand Exchange. On our way up to the Grand Exchange, I'd like to briefly touch on what my plan is for handling the remainder of this time restriction we've got going on. The plan is pretty simple, but I'd like to give you a heads up as to what to expect for next episode. So, while I'm editing this video, I'm going to go ahead and start AFK fishing, and of course, not recording, but screenshotting each of the level ups in order to go ahead and move through this time restriction that's still on the account. How this is expected to affect next episode is essentially it's going to start off the same way as this episode, with it having the screenshots posted up so you can see the level ups. Beyond that, we'll be moving more directly into money-making methods. And that's about it. Let's go ahead and cut over to the Grand Exchange. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these bones to get a better idea of how much our bank is currently worth. And it looks like we just about doubled last video's bank value. So we definitely have room to improve on how much profit we're making in each episode, since we're topping out around 65 grand. Fortunately, once we get past the trade restrictions, we should be able to make a little more profit. Now, getting into total level, we've gotten just about as much done as previous episode, which will actually start slowing down because experience is going to start getting pretty large margins between each level. On top of that, as the series progresses, the skilling should start getting toned down as we focus more on money-making methods. Moving on to total quest points. We've more than doubled the previous episode's total quest points by fulfilling a few quests that had yet to be fulfilled. And that just about sums up this episode of The Road to 1 Billion. It was a little bit slow and grindy, and not much profit to be made, but that's the beginning of old school RuneScape on membership for you. So, I don't know what exactly you were expecting, but hopefully it wasn't a disappointment. And if it wasn't, feel free to leave a like, and of course, leave a comment, especially in regards to the whole non-membership versus membership rush, and don't forget to subscribe. After all, subscriptions would directly contribute to me being able to afford a better mic than the low budget one that I'm currently using. Lastly, if there's any tips or preferences that you would like to see me implement into these episodes, please let me know in the comments below. And that's a wrap for the video. I hope you all stay safe out there, and toodles!